What's going on, people? Jaye the Black, of course. I was originally going to do this as a live stream. I still may do that. But I wanted to do a video first to really speak on it. You know, reviewing the news video and just... Because I've been not hearing, but, you know, everybody's had their take on it. And I've noticed that there are people who are really upset about this, and there are people who don't have a problem with it. I'm sort of in the middle with it because I understand having a standard, having a dress code that's universal. Not only does the students have, not only is there a dress code for the parents, but there's also a dress code for the students as well. Okay, I understand that you have a standard that you have, but the thing I will say about this principal, okay, I think her name is Carlotta Brown. Let me just say this because I want to get this out and up front. I don't like how people want to basically police the parents, basically do the raising of the children for the parents, you know, showing the parents up. I don't like that aspect. I feel like the government wants to control your children. I feel like the government wants to be able to tell your kids what to do. They want to be able to raise them. These schools want to be able to raise them. But if you look at the history of this particular high school and the fact that they have been running through principals, and then you have this woman comes into this job. She was a graduate of this school. She has won awards for her dress code and her standards. She even got $100,000 check from Ellen DeGeneres a couple of years ago. So she is not just some woman that just decided that she's gonna, implement some drastic dress code just to get her name out there. People have already known about her. Nobody, because from what I understand, she had this same dress code for parents and students before. But I believe she was probably teaching at maybe an elementary school or middle school, and it didn't really matter at the particular moment. But because it's high school, these parents could care. Some of these parents can care less about their kids. They don't even want to go to the school anyway. The only time they show up to the school is when their kids done got into a fight. You know what I'm saying? Their kid in trouble. Their kid is sick. That's the only time you're gonna see them. You're not gonna see them at no parent teacher conferences. You're not gonna see them participate, going into these classrooms, sitting in there, talking to the teacher, visiting the teacher at least once a week. You're not going to see that. You'll see them every once in a while. And listen, I am not a fan of parents showing up with a t-shirt on, with some slippers, and a bonnet or a headscarf. That is ghetto, okay? And I would not want my mother showing up at the school looking like that, because when I was in high school and a woman and a mother showed up like that, she would get clowned. You would get clowned even more because that's your mama. Now, some people would understand that their mother do the same thing, so they probably wouldn't say much. But I would definitely not want my mother showing up to the school like that. I really wouldn't. And you as a grown adult should know better. You dress up when you go to the grocery store. You dress up when you're going to the movies, or when you're just going out and about. You dress up then. You have that wig on real nice, and you have that hair done and that makeup on. But you cannot do the same when you're going into a school, which is a professional environment. It is a professional environment, and you got other people, other adults that are there, that are working, that are dressed appropriately. Now, I can understand if it's an emergency situation, but take the bonnet and the headscarf off, do something. I mean, all you have to do is just get yourself, neated up. I rarely see dads who show up at schools, dressed like they were just sitting around the house all day. Now, I have seen dudes with, t-shirt and basketball shorts and some slip, but they don't look dirty. You know what I'm saying? But when I looked at this video clip of this woman who got banned from the school because of the way she dressed, and I believe she contacted news organizations, she had on this long, dirty, I ain't gonna say dirty, but he got this long black t-shirt on, and I don't know if that's a scarf or rag, whatever that is on her head, and you just showing up to school like that? Come on, man. And also, y'all gotta understand, when this woman, Carlotta Brown, when she got hired, she had this dress code before. So the school had already known about this. She had won awards for her standards as far as that is concerned when she was when she was at other schools, when she was running other schools. But it's become a problem now because you had a disgruntled female who's dysfunctional. You can look at her and tell she's dysfunctional, who don't have no discipline, who don't have any direction in her life. You can tell she don't like to be at the school. She looked like she just hopped out of bed and just decided, instead she didn't put no house pants on. At least put some house pants on, okay? But oh no, you get a big old t-shirt and you think that's okay. Why? Because you're skinny? Like, come on, man. There are standards that are set, man. This woman was brought in to run that school. And when you are a principal, yes, you have say so as to what goes on in your school. And from the history of this female, she seems like she cares. She seems like she cares. Listen, as a parent, I would have no problem with a principal implementing a dress code. It's only these undisciplined people, these undisciplined parents who don't raise their kids right, okay, who don't even care about their kids' education. They're the ones who have the issue because they're lazy. They dress like they're lazy. They would not, if they were working in the office, they would not go to work like that, ever. You got women who have told me that they can't work in corporate America without wearing weave. You won't show up to that job with a headscarf. So why are you showing up to your children's school with a bag over your head? You're in a professional environment. People are going to be looking at you and they're going to say, that's your mom? The teachers, the staff that works there, they're going to make you synonymous with your mother. And they're going to say that is why they act the way they act. You know, you have to actually care about the fact that your children are still in school and they have to deal with the aftermath of you showing up looking dusty. Okay. It ain't just men that are dusty. I've seen a lot of dusty females as well. Okay. And the thing is that once again, I am not a fan of the government. I'm not a fan of schools trying to police and raise children of other people. I am not. But when you have a universal dress code for your school, it's not like she's sending out memos saying that you need to sign this or you need to enact to these rules. And it's like, it ain't nothing like that. Listen, man, this is my facility and you can't show up in my facility, just dressed any kind of way. And I can understand that because again, that place is a place of business. It's a school, but it's a place of business. If you look at this high school, James Madison High School, it doesn't even look like a high school. You know what I'm saying? It looks like an office. From on the outside a bit, it looks like an office. It don't even look like a school. And it has 1,600 students. Damn. I'm telling you, it's a lot of students, And I can understand these parents being disgruntled about this. But once again, this particular female is the principal. Principals are going to make rules. Okay. They did not say that you have to come up there in a suit, come there, dressed to the nines. You had to have your hair done. They're saying don't come into an environment of work, which is what school is, looking any kind of way, because let me tell y'all something. These schools have visitors there. When I was in school, there would be visitors who will come to the school, right? And they will be showing them around, or they'll be visiting the principal or teachers or what that. There are times where, media people will be there. There are times like in my high school, we had the Army and Navy. They would set up a booth and, during time, I believe during lunchtime, they'll be there and students will come up to them and, they'll talk to them, answer questions about joining the Army. You know what I'm saying? Like you have people who will be there during the day, like, different people in and out. And they want the environment, especially as a parent, because as a parent, you are the teacher of culture to your children. And you should set the standard. Why is it that only men should have a standard? You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of fathers wouldn't have an issue with this, but looking at the news clip, there was this female that they were interviewing. She sounds and looks like a woman who works in HR, who works in corporate America. And she had an issue with this. But I guarantee you she would never show up with a shower cap on her head and a long t-shirt. But she's one of these women that I guess she feels like she shouldn't be told what to do. Even though you're not really being told what to do. She has a standard that she's had at every school that she has ran. It ain't nothing new. But you dress like you this woman that they were interviewing, not the one with the long t-shirt, but the other black female they were interviewing, she seemed like a woman who's a typical office employee, HR, secretary or an assistant. She seems like she works in a cubicle all day. Okay. She has the look and the tone of how she was speaking and what she was saying. She seemed like one of these office managers, okay, that you can't stand, and she has a problem with it. But I guarantee you she won't show up to the school with no shower cap on her head, no long t-shirt and slips on. But I guess she feels like she's being told what to do and you're not going to tell her what to do. But that principal, once again, that school has had a turnover in principals. She wants to come in and bring stability. She wants to come in and set a standard that she feels like is going to help. And the female that was interviewing was like, well, this is a failing school. This is a failing school, and you need to focus on it being a failing school. One of these bougie black girls. One of these bougie black girls who are upset at standards. Let me tell y'all something. This particular female would not be upset if that principal was white. If that principal was white, she would not have an issue with it. She only has an issue with it because it's another black female. I told y'all, black females don't like each other. They don't. If that was a white man or a white woman, she wouldn't have a problem with it. But she has a problem with it because she thinks this black female is telling her what to do. Even though you don't see no men doing interviews saying, man, this is messed up, man. Because men, we understand there's a time and a place for everything. So y'all stay in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts.